My wife stood in front of the mirror that morning, brushing her hair like it was any other day. The sun poured into the window, casting a warm glow across our bedroom, but I felt nothing but coldness inside. She turned to me with a soft smile and said casually, "Honey, Nick is already in town. I'll be gone all weekend for the spa retreat." That name, Nick, rang in my head like a siren. I knew exactly who he was. Not a friend, not a coworker, her affair partner. I had suspected something for months. The sudden business trips, the late-night texts she claimed were from colleagues, the growing distance between us at dinner. At first, I told myself I was imagining things, that she was just stressed from work. But the lies had piled up, and last week, I followed her. What I saw crushed me. Her kissing Nick outside a hotel, like they were the only two people in the world. Now she stood in front of me pretending everything was fine. I stared at her, unsure whether to scream or cry. But I didn't do either. I simply nodded and said, "Enjoy the retreat." She kissed my cheek like she had done 1,000 times before, unaware that I now knew everything. I watched her walk out the door, her suitcase rolling behind her like nothing was wrong. I spent the next hour sitting silently on the edge of the bed. Every second she was gone felt like a knife twisting in my chest. I opened my laptop, pulled up the photos I had taken of her and Nick together, and saved them in a folder titled Truth. There was no anger as I clicked through them, just sadness. We had built a life together, a home, dreams. Now all I saw was betrayal. I called a lawyer that afternoon. I didn't want revenge. I wanted clarity. I needed to protect myself, legally and emotionally. My lawyer was calm and professional, but I could hear the quiet judgment in his voice as he reviewed the evidence. "You've done the right thing documenting this," he said. "We'll start with a separation." That night, I slept in the guest room. Her scent still lingered in our bedroom, and I couldn't stand being surrounded by reminders of a love that no longer existed. I thought about texting her, confronting her, asking why, but I held back. Let her spend the weekend pretending. Let her lie one last time before the truth caught up. On Sunday night, she came back with glowing skin and a fake smile. "You should come next time," she said. It was so relaxing. I smiled back, not saying a word. I didn't ask about Nick. I didn't need to. I already knew everything. She had no idea her weekend escape was her final one as my wife. The next morning, I placed the divorce papers on the kitchen table, along with the envelope containing the photos. I left early for work without saying a word. Around noon, she texted me, begging for a chance to explain. I didn't respond. That part of our story was over. Her words didn't matter anymore. By the time I came home that evening, she was gone. The kitchen table was clear, and the envelope was missing. I found a note by the door. "I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you." But she had. And sorry wasn't enough to repair the damage. The following weeks were quiet, painfully so, but I learned to enjoy the silence. I started jogging again, seeing old friends, slowly reclaiming pieces of myself I had lost trying to fix something that was already broken. I realized her betrayal had set me free from a false reality. Eventually, the divorce was finalized. She moved out of state. And Nick? I heard they didn't last more than a couple of months. Poetic justice, I suppose. But I wasn't waiting around for karma to do its job. I was already moving forward. One morning, as I stood on my balcony sipping coffee, I felt peace. Not joy, not celebration, just peace. The kind that comes after a long storm. I had survived the heartbreak, the lies, the deception, and in that moment, I knew I was finally healing.